I mean, Mamdani is a charismatic swindler. I mean, you got to hand it to him. Like he can light up a stage, but he has just been a swindler his entire life, I think he's likely to win. He's likely to be mayor of New York City.
Very likely.
Yeah, very likely.
I think Polymarket has it at what? What is the 94%?
Yeah, that sounds pretty likely.
That's crazy.
Like, I'm not sure who the 6% are, you know?
But here's my point: is that it is sad that we've let someone like Elon Musk take the words efficiency, fraud, as if they are right-wing concerns.
I agree.
These are actually the concerns that should be at the heart of a progressive politics.
Yes.
Because I want to increase taxes on the top 1% by 2%, and I also want those same New Yorkers to be able to look at that increased revenue and say every single one of these dollars is being spent efficiently.
Yeah.
It can't be in and of itself the reason why you do it. It has to be what you deliver with that money.
I think like Doge was universally supported before it became what it was. But the idea...
Well, it was never actually intended to fulfill the intentions.
Got it.
But the intentions...
The intentions are right.
I think most people
agree.
Let's eliminate it.
Okay. I love it.
Zohran Mamdani, 34-year-old Democratic socialist. He's the front
communist, not socialist, communist. He's far worse than a socialist.
Some people have compared him to a left-wing version of you, charismatic, breaking the old rules. What do you think about that?
Well, I think I'm a much better looking person than him, right?
Joining me now is Sky News contributor Kosha Gada. Kosha, the New York City mayoral race, final day of voting is on Tuesday. What can you tell us about the final polls? Is the race tightening?
Great to be with you, Shari. It is tightening, however, it is not tight. That's how I would put it. So, he's been ahead, Mamdani, 20 plus points throughout this race after his somewhat surprise victory in the Democrat primaries. And in recent weeks, Cuomo, the former Democrat running as an independent, has surged in the polls. Momentum is with him, but it is still around 10 to 15 points of a gap favoring Mamdani. The tightest poll that I saw by Atlas Intel was about 7 points. So the best case scenario for Cuomo, he's still trailing by about 7 points. Anything is possible, but it really looks like this is in the bag for Mamdani. I hate to say it. I've said it to you before as a longtime New Yorker. It's pretty unimaginable, most iconic city in the world, that here's where we are. But as they say, you get the government you deserve. And this is who they have chosen, and now they're going to have to live with the consequences.
I mean, look, the polls were completely wrong when it came to Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. The same with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So they could be utterly wrong. It is hard to imagine such, I don't even know what words to use, such a divisive, controversial, anti-American figure being mayor of New York City.
Yes, I mean, Trump was a unique figure where there was this thing called the shy Trump vote that just because of the way the media portrayed him, it was almost anathema in polite society to ever admit that you publicly are going to support Trump. And so there are a lot of people who would never admit it in the cocktail party circuit, but then quietly behind the curtain in the voting booth, they pulled a lever for him. Mamdani, it's a different case because the media has been fawning over him. That's one of many reasons why he's catapulted up to the level that he has. And so I don't know how much of a shy vote you would see, that dynamic there. You are seeing turnout coming at historic levels. So a lot of the moderates and independents and older voters who do not like him are turning out in higher numbers than they typically do as sort of a protest and pushback against him. But it just, unfortunately, might be too little too late.
Let's go live to Herald Sun Associate Editor James Campbell now. Before we get on to our basket case of politics in Canberra, I really want to talk about this because it is fascinating, James, because this has been brewing for quite some time. His gap in the polls, Mamdani, has just got bigger and bigger. He is the opposite end of the scale to a capitalist Donald Trump, but I reckon he's using a lot of Trump tactics. It comes down to authenticity and speaking, beyond the establishment. What do you think?
Well, the first thing to be said about him is that as a political communicator, he is quite extraordinarily talented.
Yeah.
There are lots of people could have run on his agenda, but they would have got nowhere. Mamdani has just a quite. Well, he's a once in a generation political communication talent. There's no doubt about it. It's also, I think, interesting that the kind of social media that is most popular now has really suited him. It's not Twitter. It's not that kind of declaratory style. It's TikTok. It's short form videos. Many cases that are kind of quite conversational. In the first few ones of his I saw, he was just on the street talking to New Yorkers, asking them, would you like a candidate who was doing this? Would you like a candidate who was that? And it was like, he was really listening to them. And then he said, well, I'm this guy, and I'm the guy who's promising that. The other thing to say about it is, while Trump, is making this guy out to be the boogeyman, it's pretty performative, in my opinion. I mean, if the Republicans were really terrified of him, they would have got the cat guy to stand down. They would have put all of their effort into electing Cuomo. But they haven't done that because, let's be frank, Donald Trump really wants this guy to be around in the midterms. He wants to run against him.
Okay.
He wants to be able to say,
more about
this
the
is
Democrats than it does the state of Donald Trump's politics. Yeah, absolutely. Correct. They are nowhere, the Democrats.
This is what this is where the Democrats are. If you vote a Democrat-controlled Congress, this is who you're going to get, right? I mean, he's Trump's candidate from Central Casting, isn't he?
Yeah.
The other thing is, the idea that he is an outsider is, in some ways, true, but in other ways, it's not true. I mean, his mother is a very successful Hollywood film director. She made the film The Namesake. I don't know if you saw it. He's really plugged into the social left-wing social elite of New York. I don't know if you've seen it. He's got this hilarious video where he's got Madhur Jaffrey, the 90-something-year-old famous Indian cookbook writer, doing a rap for him. I mean, he's just one of those people who comes along every now and again who kind of genuinely inspires people. Now, I should, in case Sky News viewers are freaking out about the way I'm going on about him, I should explain, of course, everything he is promising is, of course, bat crazy, bat ... crazy, and you wouldn't want it. But on the other hand, you also have to acknowledge that we are in a world in which, if you're living in New York City and you've suffered horrendous inflation, you kind of don't want to be told, perhaps, by candidates why you can't have things. The idea that what he's offering is unachievable is, of course, true, but it's also as an aspiration to people, you can understand why it might have some appeal. It's a fascinating race, and it's going to, I think his campaign is going to be a template for a whole lot of ways people try and get elected going forward, and not just on the right, on the left. I think it's going to be copied by everybody.
Yep, they'll try and copy it. It's whether they can pull it off, absolutely, because it's the communication campaign that has absolutely got him there, not the policies per se, perhaps the right time as well. Sometimes, you know, timing is everything. It seems that the timing is right for Mamdani. There's a confluence of events that is absolutely working for him.